Good day, folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Gothic. Today, after a little bit of a break time that I had because my back started hurting again, hopefully this will now be solved for the time being. I'm not sure if it is the case, but hopefully it will be. So today we're going to start off a new episode in Gothic, and what we are going to do today is we're going to talk to Thorus first. Because I want to introduce you to this guy. Right. Yeah, you don't look as... What? You don't look as though you'd let anyone get in the castle,
You don't look as though you'd just let anyone get into the castle.
Only Gomez's men are allowed in the castle.
That's true. So, how about I want to work for Gomez?
Gomez.
Oh yeah? And what makes you think Gomez will be interested in having you work for him?
I don't know. Diego says you decide.
Diego says you decide who Gomez is interested in.
Huh? If Diego thinks you're okay, why doesn't he take care of you? Look, let me explain. Diego's gonna test you. If he thinks you're good enough, I'll let you into the castle to see Gomez.
Alright.
Whatever happens after that is up to you, okay?
That sounds fair enough.
Diego.
So, how about you give me a test?
Why don't you give me the test?
It ain't that easy, kid. Any newcomer who wants to get anywhere needs a patron. That patron has to be one of Gomez's people. He'll test you. And if you fail, you're his responsibility. That's the law around here.
Alright. So, but maybe you do have something.
There must be something you want done.
No. The things we guards deal with are a bit above you, kid. You
Well,
just
gee,
stick
thanks.
to the tasks your patron sets for you.
Well, if I keep pushing it, maybe he'll give me
I'm
something.
quite capable of doing anything you tell me to.
Oh, so you're intent on failing, eh? There is one thing that only someone who's not with Gomez can see to.
Cool.
But
Tell
I'm
me.
warning you, you blow this and you'll be in mighty big trouble.
Oh, well, I'm not blowing up anything.
I'm ready for your
Because I
task.
don't have explosives.
What I'm about to tell you is between you and me, and nobody else must ever hear about it. Understood?
Sure.
Of course.
We have a problem with a guy from the new camp. His name's Mordrag. He's been stealing from the ore barons. Of course, that applies to a lot of the rogues in the new camp. But this guy has the nerve to come to our camp and sell our stolen goods to our boys.
That sounds like
gone
he's
too far.
really, really
But he
smart,
knows
actually.
I can't do anything about it.
Why?
Because he's under the protection of the mages.
Well, that's another thing. So...
Sounds to me like the mages
yeah,
are your
indeed.
problem.
Yeah, but they're a problem that's hard to solve. A few years back, one of the shadows tried to stab the High Magician of the Circle of Fire while he was sleeping.
Great.
They found him later in the Outer Ring. In fact, he was scattered all over the Outer Ring.
That sounds painful. Anyway.
Do you want me to kill the guy?
I want you to make sure I never see his face around here again. I don't care how you do it.
Well, that sounds good enough for me. So, I'll take care of it. Alright. By the way, you shouldn't ask these two options because they will make him mad, so we're not going to. But we are going to talk to Diego again, because it seems he's now our patron, and he must give us a test. So.
I've talked to Thorus.
And what did he say?
He says that I can join the old camp if you think that I'm good enough.
Looks like I have myself a new job.
Do
Indeed.
we start right now?
First, there are a few things you should know.
So, what
What
do
do
I
I
need
have
to
to
know?
know to be accepted in the old camp?
If you want to join the camp, you'll have to earn some brownie points.
What?
There are a few influential
Brownie
people
points,
in the
okay.
outer ring. Most of them are shadows. If you manage to impress them, it'll earn you a few brownie points. Then you'll
Is it
have
wrong
to
for
stand
me
the
to
test
think
of
with
fate.
brownies about cookies?
Besides, there are a lot of skills every new arrival has to learn. The more you learn, the more valuable you'll be for us.
Alright.
Where do I find the important people?
Indeed.
Well, you're looking at one of them. Then there's Thorus. You already know him. As for the others, you'll have to find that out by yourself. If you don't manage to do that, you don't belong here anyway.
That's good to know.
Just go through the outer ring and talk to people. Then you'll find out who's important.
That sounds good enough. So what
can
can
teach
you
me?
teach me
Start
anyway?
with Fingers. He's the most skillful among us.
Well, that sounds
If you
like a
keep
thief.
your eyes peeled, you'll find other people who can teach you.
Where can I find Fingers?
His hut's kind of hidden. It's next to the castle wall. Just start out here and go towards the arena.
That sounds easy
When you're
enough.
at the castle gate, go down to the left, and you'll be heading for the arena.
Okay, but
What's
what's
the test of faith?
You have to go to the old mine. There you'll meet a guy called Ian. He'll give you a list. This list is important. It contains all the items the guys in the mine need from us. They'll get the stuff with the next convoy.
Alright.
No problem.
Yes, there is a problem. The new camp must not get that list. Like I said, the list is important. If you do it right, you'll get much further.
Alright.
If the
Why
list
should
is
he
so
give me the
important,
list,
why should
indeed?
Ian give it to me?
Because you're going to tell him Diego.
Well, that's
I'll tell
easy
him.
enough. Like, you can go to everybody in this old camp and say, well, why do you come here? Because Diego sent me. That's the universal answer for everything. Like, you couldn't talk to the guy at the gate and say, Diego sent me, I want to join Gomez's people. Well, duh. But hey, it seems that Diego is quite a capable man, so alright.
Where can I find
But
the
where
old
is
mine?
the old mine,
Go
actually?
to Graham. He's a cartographer.
Great.
Tell him that I sent you
Oh.
and that you need a map. It'll show you the way to the mine. He lives to the left of the north
Yep,
gate.
we already met him.
What about my esteem within the camp?
Indeed.
I've talked to a few people.
And?
The business with Mordrag is really quite a job. He's not bad as a warrior. You should exercise if you really want to defeat him. Get on with it. There are still many things to do.
Alright. Can
Can
you
you
teach me something, by the way?
Yes, I can teach you to improve your dexterity or your strength.
That sounds good enough, because I want to learn 10 points of strength. The
Your
reason
strength
why I
will
want
come
that
back soon.
is
Take
the
care.
following. Because I want to carry my sword here. And I only have 10 strength at the beginning, but now I have 20. And I think we do have like 10 points more, indeed. So let's try to look around down here. By the way, there is a guy down here that is called Mud. I'm going to avoid him as best I can, because he will follow you around and I don't want that. I hate that, honestly. I don't want him here. I want him following me, no matter what. So I believe this is Finger's house, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am wrong. He should be somewhere around here, though. This is Scatty. No, I think I passed him already. Probably went too far. There is there it is. That is Fingers. Hello.
I want to become a shadow.
Indeed.
So?
So, can you help me, possibly?
I wouldn't know how.
Great. So,
I'm
how
looking
about
for somebody
that?
to teach me something.
Why have you come to me?
Diego sent me.
You should have said that before.
Great.
If you want to join the camp, it's an advantage to be a good fighter or thief. If the influential shadows in this camp test you, they'll give you tasks you'd better not get caught doing. That's why the way of the thief would be a good start to you. Incidentally, I'm the best thief.
Oh, what a
in all of the old
coincidence, my
camp.
friend. So, what can you
What
teach
can you
me?
teach me?
And that depends on what you want to know.
So, open locks, level 1, 10 skill points. Level 2, 20 skill points. Pickpocketing and pickpocketing level 2. Right, we're gonna learn open locks for now.
How can I improve my lockpicking skills?
You'd like to know that, wouldn't you? It's not too difficult to begin with. Above all, you have to make sure that your lockpick doesn't break off.
Indeed.
If you're a little bit more patient in future, you'll see that you won't need that many lockpicks anymore.
How about
I wanna
sneaking
learn how to
around,
sneak
by the
around.
way?
I believe, no false modesty, that I'm one of the best thieves they ever chucked into this colony. But when it comes to teaching how to sneak around, Cavalorn is the better man for you.
Cavalorn, who's that? Oh, probably can find out.
Where can I find Cavalorn?
Indeed. Where?
He's hunting out in the wild. You'll find him at the path to the new camp. Westwards of the old camp, there's a wide canyon.
Oh yeah,
In
that would
this
the
canyon,
goblins
there's
killed
an
us
old
before. That
woodcutter's
is.
hut. You'll find him there.
All right.
You wouldn't speak up for me in front of Diego, would you?
Yes, you've learned something which makes you quite useful to us.
Meaning lockpicking in this
We
case.
can make use of skilled thieves in this camp here. You'll have my vote.
That sounds good. So basically what you need to do with fingers is just learn one thief skill. It doesn't matter if it's pickpocketing or if it's lockpicking. It just means you need to learn one skill of those two. And that's more than enough. Right, now we're going to go for the second dude that we're going to impress or talk about. This is going to be Whistler. He's a special guy. He wants, for example, a sword with an engraving or gem or something. So we're gonna go to him and gonna talk to him about that little bit of a job that we might get, which would help us incidentally. So Whistler, how about you?
Hi, I'm new.
That's always a great start.
What do you want from me?
I
Well,
want to become one of you. I want to join the camp.
Looking for people to support you, eh?
indeed.
If you want me to have a word with Diego about you, you need to do me a favor.
By the way, doesn't this guy look especially close to Joe Kukan, Kane of Command and Conquer? Oh, this model rather, the head. Seems someone has played too much Command and Conquer from the developers, I suppose.
What kind of favor do you want?
I want one of Fisk's weapons. He's one of the traders at the marketplace. You won't sell it to me. It's a broadsword with ornaments.
Indeed.
I'll give you 100 ore to collect the weapon for me, but don't tell him about me.
Alright, so
Okay,
give
me
me
the
the
100
ore and I'll get it.
I'll get the thing.
Here you go. Come straight back to me.
Alright, so we're gonna get 100 ore. Basically you can do the two things now. You can run off with the ore and be an idiot, or you can go to Fisk and ask about the sword. And we're going the normal way because I actually want to be able to get experience points.
I'd like to buy a sword, but not just a simple one. I'd like something more ornamental.
I have one you'll like. The shadow who wanted to collect it won't be coming anymore.
Interesting enough.
110 ore. Interested?
Well, maybe
Maybe later.
later. Because I'm now going back to Whistler and say, hey dude, he doesn't want to sell me the sword for 100, I need 110. I do have 10 ore, but I want to get the ore from Whistler.
Fisk wants 110 ore for his sword now.
And you want me to give you the 10 ore now?
No,
I thought you wanted to have
of
that
course.
Here, take it. And now hurry.
I'll be coming back in a bit. So let's go to Fisk. Do.
I'd like to buy a...
Yeah.
I have that'll.
Yes, I'll take
Yes, I'll take it.
You got a good deal here.
it. In theory, you could also use that sword, but, you know, it's probably better to give it to Whistler, especially for the experience points. So you could use that to fight at the beginning. If you don't have smithing, for example, you could use that very easily. But then you cannot give it to Whistler for the time being.
I have your sword.
Wasn't too hard, was it? Whatever. You do me a favor, and I'll do you one. If Diego should ask after you, I'll speak in your favor. Until then, have a good time.
Ah, Slimy bastard. He sounds really like that guy you don't actually want as a friend. Like he will totally betray you the moment he doesn't know you, so to speak. Well, I don't know you. No, he's not a friend of mine. Just bully him, I don't know. Something like that he would probably do. I'm going to save now. No, we haven't saved for quite a while. Just to be sure there's no crashing or whatever going on. And that's Jackal. Hello. Not really worried about that. Now let's go outside and kill some more stuff that we haven't done in this video. Let's see what we have here. We'll go to the left side this time, so we can actually find some more creatures. We're not going to fight the big scary lizards on the right hand side that we saw in one of the previous videos, because they're quite tough and I want to avoid them for the time being. What I want to do, however, is I want to go over here and collect some stuff, because you know, it's always good to have stuff on your character. Do we actually have a lockpick? Oh, we don't need a lockpick, wonderful. Oh, we do get a lockpick out of this chest, however. And also, just to show you this, open locks now is a trained skill with a 50% fail chance. So you don't lose your you don't lose your lockpick all of the time, but only 50% of the time, which is quite an improvement to the beginning, I would say. So we'll see what we can do. By the way, the forest, or more or less the what is resembling the forest, is going to dissipate slowly once you get closer to it. It's like probably a measure of not getting too much performance down previously on this game. So that would be the case why it's so black, so to speak, at the beginning. Now I don't want to go into the forest just yet because there are wolves. And wolves at this level are probably quite a difficult thing to beat. But I can beat scavengers, for sure. Now we're gonna get a little bit closer here. And let's hope we have a little bit more range than the scavengers. And as you can see, with our strength improvement, we are killing those in 2 hits now. And especially, they are very easy to kill now. Just need 2 hits and that's just basically it. Gonna take a little bit step back. And kill it. Good. We're gonna keep the lizards away from them. Is there something I can collect? Oh, yep, there's a blueberry. Gonna take that. And then retreat. There should be a bloodfly around here, if I'm not mistaken. I do want to kill that as well. But for the time being, I'm quite confident I can kill scavengers. There we go. With our new sword, we're really good at the moment. So we can deal with a lot of things without getting in too much trouble. Now, let's see if we can kill those bloodflies as well. They're quite tough compared to scavengers. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if I want to fight them yet. No, I don't want to fight them yet because I can get their wings later. And for the time being, I cannot loot them. But there is a good amount of ore that you can get in the beginning. Let's have a look. Are we past them? Yes, we are. Good. Now what we want to do is we want to loot this camp. There are 2 guys over here. Some ragu. And then we're gonna go over here because there are more scavengers. And we're gonna kill some more scavengers. Ah, it was juvenile ones. Alright, we are stuck again in fighting mode. Awesome! Come on! Don't... Ah, there we go. I believe we can now sheet it. wonderful. There's a little bit of a bug sometimes that you cannot do what you actually want to do. But it's fine. As long as you know how to break it, like try to turn around a little bit and try to fiddle with your mouse buttons, and normally this should resolve it quite easily. Don't believe we actually have any monsters that we can fight here. Other than the lizards on the other side. Which I believe will be around here. Yeah, no, we don't want to go there just yet. They're too tough for us right now. So our objective for these few next videos will be to actually level up our character quite a bit more than we have at this moment. After that, I believe we can get like level 5 or 6 before we really have to decide what faction we want to join. I believe we can get probably maybe to level 6 realistically without having to say, yes, we want to join faction X. This will be quite an interesting point, especially for those who think, well, isn't it actually better to join a faction earlier in the game so you have access to more armor or you have access to better weapons? Well, it's a two-edged sword, really. You want to gain as much experience as you can get without joining a faction, because you will get more quests that way, or non-faction-like quests. And you want to have that as much as you can in the beginning, because the more you get, the more experience you will earn with those. However, of course, having no armor might make you a little bit more susceptible to enemy attacks, so you need to weigh that a little bit better of what you want to do, really. Now, let's have a look around here. I believe there is something up here that I might actually want to... Oh, there's a wolf here. No, not gonna attack that wolf just yet. The reason why I'm not attacking the wolves either is because I want to get their fur. And that fur is also quite valuable. How much experience do we need? About 900 before we can level up. So, you know what? I'm going to end the video here. And when we come back, folks, we're going to travel towards the new camp. Or maybe towards the new camp. And see what we can do there. So, I will see you in the next episode.